My name is John, and this video is a discussion of the book Split Infinity by Piers Anthony. This is the first book in the Apprentice Adept series. This discussion does contain spoilers, so proceed at your own risk. I mentioned in my review of this book that there were a couple of things that kind of bothered me about this book, but they're both fairly minor. The first one is of course, as you know, the serfs don't wear clothing on Proton. And especially now, I find that kind of impractical. I mean, really, the only reason Anthony had them not make clothing is kind of for the titillation of it. The second thing that bothered me is that Stahl makes an oath to both Nasa and Kuragil that he won't use magic. And once Stahl finds out that he does have adept level magic, that oath becomes problematic in the last few chapters of the book. And really, it would have been a whole lot simpler had Stahl modified his oath when it became problematic instead of waiting as long as it did. Again, like I said, neither one of these were significant enough to downgrade it from 5 stars to 4, but I just thought I'd go ahead and talk about them. And feel free to let me know in the comments if this bothered you that much or if there's anything else that bothered you. I also noted in the description of my review that I really couldn't talk about the women of this book because all of the women kind of had their secrets and really didn't want to get into spoilers in my review. So I went ahead and saved that for this video. Of course, the first woman that we meet is Sheen. And Sheen, of course, is hiding the secret that she is a robot. We also find out later on that there are self-willed robots. And of course, Stahl makes a oath to those robots that he won't work against their purpose. That's one thing we'll see as this series progresses, is how much emphasis Anthony places on ethics, especially that concerning keeping one's word. The next woman we meet is Nasa, who Stahl first encounters as a unicorn. And when Stahl first rides Nasa, that for me is one of the most memorable scenes in the book. It was the scene that I remembered the most from when I originally read this series. Of course, Nasa has the ability to turn into a human woman. Stahl and Nasa begin a relationship while Nasa is in human form. The next woman we actually meet in a flashback. Her name is Toon, and she's the one who gets Stahl to kind of focus more on the musical portion of the tournament. Toon, of course, is older than Stahl and is forced to leave when she does not make the tournament. Toon was Stahl's first love, and here again, his relationships with women from here on out will always kind of look back to that first relationship. The last lady that was introduced is Lady Blue. We don't learn a whole lot about Lady Blue in this book, so we'll just reserve future discussion for her in the later books. That's really all I had for this video. If you've read this book, feel free to chat with me in the comments about what you liked or didn't like. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.